Well, good afternoon. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my journey with you. When I was 13 years old, my family moved to Bellevue from a very small town in Mexico. I was excited, but also very resentful and scared about leaving my grandparents and friends. Resentful in the very dramatic way that a 13-year-old is particularly good at. But my parents didn't give me a choice. So I started Sammamish High School in Bellevue in September. I was excited about embarking on a new adventure of living in a new country and beginning school in America, but also sad because I missed my friends. And you know how at that age, your friends are your world? Also, I did not speak a word of English. On my first day of school, I discovered something very shocking. Bellevue teachers were not going to take no for an answer. My English language teacher, Carolyn Ponder, was very helpful and reassuring and walked me through Sammamish. The scary part came when I had to go to my cooking and math classes, which were taught in English. I did not want to be there, so I went up to my teacher and said, me no English, mi casa. Then I pointed towards my home, mi casa, so she would understand that I did not speak English, so I needed to leave now and go home. That teacher looked at me like she had no idea what mi casa meant, and perhaps she indeed had no idea. She did not speak Spanish, except evidently 2 words. So she said, you, aquí, mi poquito Spanish. You stay here. I couldn't believe it. She wouldn't let me go. After lunch, I went to my math class. Same thing. I told the teacher I want to go home, and the teacher said, no. I was so angry. I remember that day. As I was walking home after school, I saw my mom walking towards me. She was worried about my first day of school. I looked at her and said, I want to go back to Mexico now. I don't like this. This is not fair. Then I started to cry in anger, in frustration, in fear, and my mom, she started to cry with me. That night, we talked to my dad about going back to Mexico, but he said, no, you will learn English. So I decided to adapt, but remained resentful and therefore reluctant to learn English. However, it started to catch up with me as my classes got more difficult. And here's the thing. Alongside that resentment, there was a little spark to succeed. Every child has that spark. That's very important. I'll get back to that. Then, in my junior year, some random men came into my ESL class. As my teacher was giving her lesson, this person sat next to me, but I was like, whatever. I was not paying attention to him. When class ended, he approached me. Hi, I'm Fred Coxwell. What do you want to be when you graduate from college? I didn't know what to answer because college was not in my vocabulary. Like so many other students across America, it just didn't seem realistic for me. It felt impossible, too big for me. All I said was, I want to be a kindergarten teacher. He looked at me and said, okay, fine, and he gave me his business card. Right now, perhaps, you're wondering, what made me say I wanted to be a kindergarten teacher? If you had asked me back then, I would have said, I don't know. But looking back, that was the spark that was in me. It was in danger of being put out or ready to fan into a flame. Later that year, I got a call from my counselor to come to her office. She told me I needed to take a class for college, the Teaching Academy. It was a Newport high school but I could take the bus there. So I signed up for it. But by the middle of my senior year, I found myself with way too much schoolwork. I decided to drop my teaching academy class. I went to my teacher and said, I'm going to drop your class. And she said, why? And I said, well, I don't need this class. And she said, but you need these credits to go to college. And I said, well, I'm not going to college. So she said, okay, I'm going to let you drop it if your counselor said it's okay. So I talked to my counselor. She said, but you need these credits to go to college. And I said, I am not going to college. She didn't seem to like that. So she said, go talk to the principal. Fine, I'll go talk to the principal, which I did. He was also unwilling to accept that, which by now is really making me angry. And what do you know? He had me talk to the person who was observing me in class the previous year, Fred Cogswell. Well, guess what Fred said? Go talk to the principal one more time. So the next day, I met with the principal again, and I said, I'm pretty upset. I don't need this class, and I am not going to college. And he said, yes, you are going to college. You're not dropping this class. I was so mad. I said, okay, I'm going back to class. Give me a pass to go back to class, but don't you ever talk to me again. So what do I know? One day, I hear over the loudspeaker, Sergio, please come to the main office. My counselor, Mrs. O'Reilly, said, it's time for us to look at some colleges. Once again, I got upset. Seriously? No, I am not going to college. So she said, we heard you want to be a teacher. There's this great college known for preparing teachers. It's called Central Washington University. Later on, I got another call to come to the main office so an advisor could help me fill out my application for college. She went through all the questions. I told her that I didn't want to go to college, but you have probably already figured out. They seriously don't take enough for an answer here, right? I wish we had more time here today so that I could tell you more about the many times teachers and staff refused to give up on me even when I had given up on myself. What I saw then as people refusing to accept my no, I'm not going to college, was really a refusal to give up on me. Their confidence in me sparked the confidence in myself. Thank you. No doubt, you've already seen on your program that I am a kindergarten teacher at Lake Hills Elementary. Thank you. I want to tell you about a conversation I had with Fred Cogswell after I had graduated from college. Why invest all this time and effort in me, I asked. And he said, we knew you were going to make it. And that's what you need to do with your students. You need to feel, deeply feel, that they are all going to make it. And you're going to put your best effort into your teaching because everyone is going to make it. You need to believe in them. That's what teaching is all about. In any other school district, my story will be unlikely. But here in Bellevue, my story was, and still is, not unlikely at all. That is why I was so committed to becoming a teacher here in Bellevue. At my school, we have a banner that reads, at Lake Hills, we share responsibility for all students to be successful in college, career, and life. Today, in this room, right now, we are doing that. Since becoming a teacher here in Bellevue, I have come to understand the crucial role that Bellevue Schools Foundation plays in every classroom every day. From the foundation-funded aide who makes all the difference in my kids' achieve success, to the Vibes volunteers who are trained and supported with foundation funding, to the very successful support programs that help kids at every school, including high school kids who struggle to believe, like I did, in their own potential. The Bellevue Schools Foundation makes all the difference. My kindergartners, in fact, all the kids in our schools, all the kids who are like I was, who don't believe in their future, their capabilities, what they have is this. What they have is you saying, no, we will not let you give up. You are going to make it. We believe in you. Today is the day you get that opportunity to show that you will not give up on our kids, that every child in Bellevue is going to make it. I believe in what Bellevue Schools Foundation does every day in every one of our classrooms. And I believe in you. Thank you.